Manchester United are preparing for what could be one of the most ambitious transfer moves of the summer, with reports suggesting the club are willing to pay £87 million to sign Anthony Gordon. The potential deal signals serious intent from the Red Devils hierarchy as they look to rebuild and reassert themselves among England's elite. The interest in Gordon highlights a clear shift in recruitment strategy at Old Trafford. Rather than focusing solely on established global superstars, Manchester United appear ready to invest heavily in Premier League-proven talent entering their prime years. Anthony Gordon has developed into one of the most exciting wide forwards in English football. His pace, intensity, directness, and improved end product have transformed him from a promising youngster into a genuine match winner. Since joining Newcastle United, Gordon has elevated his game to another level. Under demanding tactical structures, he has matured physically and mentally, becoming a relentless threat in transition and a disciplined contributor out of possession. Manchester United's willingness to spend £87 million underlines how highly they rate the England international. It is not just about goals and assists, it is about work rate, pressing triggers, and tactical adaptability. At Manchester United, there is a growing recognition that the team lacks consistent penetration from wide areas. Too often last season, the attack became predictable and overly reliant on moments of individual brilliance. Gordon's profile fits the modern Premier League winger archetype. He stretches defenses horizontally and vertically, forcing fullbacks into uncomfortable defensive situations. One of his standout qualities is his relentless pressing. In high-intensity matches, he sets the tone from the front, chasing defenders, closing passing lanes, and disrupting build-up play. United's recruitment team reportedly views him as a long-term cornerstone rather than a short-term gamble. At 23 years old, he still has room for significant development. Financially, £87 million is a major commitment. However, in today's inflated market, Premier League-proven attackers often command premium fees. There is also a strategic element behind the move. Signing Gordon would simultaneously strengthen United while weakening a direct domestic rival. Newcastle United are not under immediate financial pressure to sell. Their project remains ambitious, and they see Gordon as central to their long-term vision. That is why any negotiation would likely be complex and drawn out. Newcastle would demand full market value, and perhaps even beyond that. From United's perspective, Gordon would bring balance to the frontline. His ability to operate primarily on the left wing but also switch flanks adds tactical flexibility. He thrives in 1-versus-1 situations. Few defenders enjoy facing him in open space. Another attractive aspect is his resilience. Gordon has shown the ability to handle hostile atmospheres and high-pressure environments. Old Trafford demands mental toughness. The scrutiny at Manchester United is relentless, and not every player adapts successfully. Gordon's temperament suggests he would not be overwhelmed by the stage. He has consistently embraced big moments rather than shying away from them. The move would also align with United's desire to increase homegrown representation within the squad. English talent carries both sporting and commercial appeal. From a tactical standpoint, Gordon could transform United's transitional play. His acceleration allows quick counterattacks to become lethal opportunities. If United aim to return to title contention, they need more players capable of producing decisive moments in tight matches. The potential arrival of Gordon would inevitably raise questions about existing wide players. Competition for places would intensify significantly. However, elite clubs thrive on internal competition. Depth is essential for sustaining challenges across multiple competitions. There is also the broader branding dimension. Gordon's profile in English football continues to rise. At international level, he has begun to attract attention from England national football team selectors. A move to Manchester United could further elevate his global visibility. Critics might question whether £87 million is excessive. But United's leadership appear focused on long-term value rather than short-term optics. The Premier League's financial ecosystem means domestic transfers often exceed expectations. Newcastle's negotiating position is strong. They can argue that Gordon remains under contract and integral to their sporting ambitions. United, meanwhile, must weigh opportunity cost. Allocating such a large portion of the budget to one player limits flexibility elsewhere. Yet top-class wingers are scarce. Those who combine speed, work ethic, and improved finishing are even rarer. Gordon's statistical progression over recent seasons demonstrates steady improvement rather than isolated flashes of brilliance. His decision-making in the final third has matured. He now chooses when to shoot and when to create for teammates. That composure would benefit a United side that has sometimes rushed key attacking moments. Supporters would likely welcome the signing enthusiastically. Fans crave intensity and visible effort, qualities Gordon consistently displays. His style aligns with the club's historic identity: fast, fearless, and forward-thinking football. The psychological impact of a marquee signing should not be underestimated. It can reinvigorate both dressing room morale and supporter optimism. There are, of course, risks attached to any high-fee transfer. Expectations would be enormous from day one. Media scrutiny would dissect every performance. Consistency would be non-negotiable. However, Gordon has shown resilience under pressure before. He has faced criticism earlier in his career and responded with improvement. From Newcastle's perspective, losing him would represent a significant setback. They invested heavily in his development and have reaped the rewards of that patience. Replacing a player of his profile would not be simple, especially within the Premier League market. For Manchester United, this potential deal represents more than just a transfer. It symbolizes ambition. After seasons of inconsistency, the club is desperate to close the gap on domestic rivals. Gordon's dynamism could inject urgency into a squad that has occasionally appeared static. His defensive contributions would also support fullbacks, improving overall structural balance. If the £87 million offer materializes formally, negotiations will dominate headlines. Both clubs understand the stakes involved. For Gordon himself, the decision would revolve around career trajectory. Joining Manchester United offers global exposure and historical prestige. Remaining at Newcastle ensures continuity and a central role within a growing project. Ultimately, the coming weeks could define the narrative of United's summer window. An £87 million investment would send a powerful message across English football. Whether the deal materializes or not, Manchester United's interest in Anthony Gordon signals clear intent. It is a statement that the Red Devils are ready to compete aggressively in the transfer market. And if completed, the signing could reshape the attacking identity of Manchester United for years to come.